For our last section of Calculus for Business and Social Sciences, we're going to solve some differential equations, which means we're going to integrate. There is a whopping 5 questions, okay, because I wanted to keep it way basic. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to integrate both sides of an equation. And the hard part is just making sure that your y's are on one side and your x's are on the other. So we're going to start with, I got thumb all over me. All right, so I've got dy dx equals a negative 10x plus a 9x squared. Well, everything is good, great, and wonderful, except for I need everything with an x needs to be on one side. So this dx is on the wrong side. So how do I move him to the other side? Well, if he's connected through division here, I'm going to multiply both sides by dx to get rid of it. So a dx divided by a dx is 1, okay? So that leaves me with dy equals negative 10x plus 9x squared dx, okay? Now I integrate. So the integral of both sides. So we're still doing, just like basic algebra. If I add 3 to both sides, it's okay to do as long as I do to both sides. So I'm going to integrate both sides. Well, the integral of 1 dy is y equals the integral of a negative 10x is a negative 10x squared over 2. So negative 10x squared over 2 becomes a negative 5x squared. And then the integral of 9x squared becomes 9x to the third over 3, which is 3x to the third plus c. Okay, so we've been doing this the whole time. We're just kind of sort of formalizing it a little bit. So we're going to do another one. So we have dy dx equals 25 e to the negative 5x. So again, I've got a whole bunch of x stuff over on the right, but my dx is on the left. So I'm going to multiply both sides by dx. So it reduces on the left. So I get 25e to the negative 5x dx. Okay, so now my y's are on the left, my x's are on the right, so I can go ahead and integrate. So the integral of 1 dy becomes y equals. This one I'm going to mess with a little bit. So I'm going to pull my 25 out front, and then I got to do some u substitution. So I've got an e to the negative 5x dx. Well, if my u is a negative 5x, that means my du is a negative 5 dx. So I need a negative 5, so I'm going to balance by dividing by negative 5. So 25 over negative 5 becomes negative 5 times the integral, and that's now just e to the u du, and the integral of e to the u is e to the u. So this becomes y equals negative 5 e to the u. What's your u? It's a negative 5x plus c, and you're done. Okay, number 3 says I have find the general solution of 3y dy dx equals 7x squared. So this is a little bit harder because I got a 3y over here, but really and truly it's the same method the whole way. So I notice that I've got y's and dy's here. I've got x's. Well, I need my dx. So I'm going to multiply both sides by dx. So it'll reduce over here. So now I've got a 3y dy equals a 7x squared dx. Okay, so same process. I've got y's on the left, x's on the right, so I'm going to integrate both sides. So this becomes 3y squared over 2. So 3y squared over 2 equals 7x to the third over 3. So 7x to the third over 3 plus big C. Okay, and now you'll notice that you're doing multiple choice on this one. And you've got y's and y squareds and x's and 9's and 14's. You got all this kind of stuff over here. So all I need to do is get y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 2. So that gives me a 3y squared equals a 14x to the third over 3 plus c. Okay, and now what do? I need to divide both sides by 3. So if I divide both sides by 3, I get y squared equals 14/9 x to the third plus c. And we're going to leave this as a y squared because I would have to take square roots of both sides and do pluses and minuses and that kind of thing. The whole point is if I've got an x value and a y value, I can evaluate and find out what my plus c is. So leave it as a y squared, which means your answer on this one is going to be A. No, it's not. It is going to be B, because I got a y squared equals 14/9 times x to the third plus c. Okay, so let's do another one. And we have 5y to the fourth times dy dx equals 6x. Okay, so I notice I got my y's clumped together, but my dx is in the wrong spot again, so I'm going to multiply both sides by dx. So that's going to give me a 5y to the fourth dy equals a 6x dx. Okay, so now what do? I am now set up to where I can integrate both sides. So the integral of 5y to the fourth becomes 5y to the fifth over 5. So 5y to the fifth over 5, so that's going to reduce, equals 6x becomes 6x squared over 2. So 6x squared over 2 plus c. And then that reduces to a 3. So I have y to the fifth equals 3x squared plus c. But you'll notice on your homework, it is actually telling you that you need to simplify it down to a y. Well, I have a y to the fifth. So how do I kill a y to the fifth? I take a fifth root of both sides. So I just screwed that up. So y equals the fifth root of 3x squared plus c. Okay? And you cannot take that plus c out of the radical because this is joined by addition. So just leave it like this. Okay? Last one, dy dx equals 1 over 24y squared plus 3. So this time I notice that my y's are on the wrong side and it's joined by division. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 25y squared plus 3. So I don't know what I just said. 24y squared plus 3 on both sides. So it's going to reduce over here. It's going to appear over here. So I've got a 24y squared plus 3 dy dx equals 1. Okay, well, I've got a whole bunch of y's over here. My x's need to go to the other side. So multiply both sides by dx. So now I've got 24y squared plus 3 dy equals 1 dx. And now I can integrate both sides. Okay, so the integral of the left is going to be 24 y to the third over 3. And then plus 3y, okay, equals x plus c. And since you're given just a big fat line right here, and because it's kind of hard to solve for y, we're just going to leave this in this format. So 24 over 3 reduces. So I got an 8y cubed plus 3y equals a small x plus a large c. So that is literally just dipping your toes into differential equations. That's not even what you would do on the first day of the course, differential equations, because it gets harder than that. But that's just the basics, okay? So you are now ready to take your final exam, and that is it for Calculus for Business and Social Sciences.